Salute to all the diehards. This is Diehard Giants Live, and I'm your man. I am Jarrell on IG and Twitter, man. The New York Giants is losing only by 1 point to the Saints, 7-6. Been a lackluster game, man. It's not really to report here. But I think both teams are kind of, average to below average football team. And it kind of looks like that, man. There's obviously talent all over the field, though, like um, Alvin Kamara on the Saints side and Saquon Barkley on our side with the two running backs. But other than that, man, nothing has really transpired to write home about. Like Saquon Barkley's kind of been bottled up. Alvin Kamara has gone off a couple times, but both quarterbacks are playing, lackluster. Let's just say that. I don't want to crap on Tommy DeVito too bad because he had a nice stretch of games this past month. So, this fourth game though, he's starting to look like Tommy DeVito, and our offensive line isn't doing him any favors though. So it's not just his fault. Wide receivers are dropping balls. We'll talk about that. But salute to everybody in the chat. My guys are always here. Dwayne, salute, always the first one. Well, not always, but mostly the first one. And Mega, salute to my guy Mega, man. So salute to you two guys. I'm pretty sure some other people would join in the chat later. And Steph would definitely be here. I think she's just doing something right now, and Andy might pop in too because they're both watching the game with me in the background. So I just wanted to come on here with you guys, talk a little football, man. I'm watching the game now. Saints are driving on the first drive of the third quarter. Jimmy Graham just caught a pass. He up there still looking like Jimmy Graham from 10 years ago on this route. But for the most part, man, it's been, lackluster on both sides of the ball for both teams. But the defense, the Saints defense is actually kind of balling because our offensive line isn't, kind of reverting back to how they played like a month ago. Tommy DeVito is getting sacks, is getting sacked a lot. The stunts from the Saints defensive line is really bothering our line, especially in the middle. But we do have a rookie center, so stuff like that is going to happen. Salute the Wonder Woman in the chat. Salute. Glad you made it. Like I said, Steph will be here in a little bit, and Andy might pop in too. I believe Eru's at work, so he probably won't be joining us today. But, I'll have a little company in a little bit. But, yeah, I'm watching Derek Carr, his brother, just march down the field. I would say, though, that the two teams aren't the only ones playing badly. The refs on this game, the refs stink on both sides of the ball. It's been calls on both sides that I was like, what the hell are they calling? One of the calls when us up against us was egregious. The Saints got a pretty bad call, and now the Saints just scored on us. Looked like it's going to be 14-6. Juwan Johnson, tight end for the Saints, just caught a ball. And so I'm looking at it now, sorry. Yeah, lined up on the right-hand side. Who he beat. Cordell fought. But it looked like that was a zone, though. It didn't look like Cordell was supposed to follow him up the seam. But, Johnson, let's just say Johnson didn't do much in that route to be faking anybody out. That was just bad defense. I don't know what that was. But, yeah, the Saints lead 14-6. I'll go through some stats. It's not really that many, not that many to go through. That's the only thing, trying to get through these games. The excitability. You have a show and you want to, talk stats and see and tell people what happened in the game, but nothing really happened in the game. Like as you can see on the screen, the Saints are up 14-6. We'll go through some of the Giants stats first. Tommy DeVito with a pedestrian 9 for 16 for 74 yards. Got hit on a slide. I can see why Brian Dable was mad about not getting a call. They threw a flag, but they said, he it was legal, but he was sliding. I've seen way worse than that. I'm not too mad because he didn't get hit in the head when he slid, but the fact that he even got hit, period. I've seen quarterbacks get that call all the time, and we didn't. Maybe because he's a rookie, he doesn't have no stain in the game. So I guess the ref wasn't going to give him that call. But Tyrod Taylor came in, didn't really do much. 2 for 4 for 13 yards. He was almost in the red zone, but they didn't try to go for the touchdown. They just went for a kick field goal. Tommy DeVito does lead the team in rushing because Saquon Barkley pretty much got bottled up. I think I saw one good run from him, and that was like on a fourth down play, a third or fourth down play, third and short or fourth for short. I really forgot, but he got like 4 yards, and that was his best run all day. Dan Waller only got 2 catches, but I'm glad he's back. After I think he missed like the last 4 or 5 games. Darren Waller, 2 catches for 30 yards. One of them was really big. Saquon Barkley got a couple catches. Daniel Bellinger got a couple. But Slayton and Hyatt both dropped slant passes. Like they weren't bombs or anything. Like right in their hands, Tommy DeVito threw perfect passes. They dropped both of them. So much as I talk positively about my son Jalen Hyatt, you got to catch that, man. Like the defense was there, but the ball hit his hands and he just dropped it, man. The defense was all over him, but you got to bring that in. Jason Pinnock is having a good game. He got a sack, lead the team with 5 tackles. Bobby Okereke only has 3 tackles, but he's having a good game. I saw him flying around the place. So is Michael McFadden. And Ashawn Robinson is giving us a nice anchor in the middle, but Dexter Lawrence hasn't been himself in the past couple of weeks. I think he has an ankle injury. I'm not even sure how much he's playing today, but he has been playing. He has 2 tackles, but he's not the same sexy Dexy that we like. Let me get through some of the Saints before I get back in the game. Derek Carr, 16 for 19, 153 yards and 2 touchdowns. A lot of it came in that last drive. Alvin Kamara, it's not like he's tearing up the place, but you have to account for him because he's one of the best running backs in the league. 9 carries for 35 yards. Juwan Johnson, he has 2 catches, but like I say, he caught the last touchdown for almost 40 yards. Shaheed, nice speedy slot back wide receiver. It's like a slot wide receiver. He's also in the running back. That's why he wears number 22. Sometimes he carries the ball out of the backfield, and he's their punt returner. He has 3 catches. Alvin Kamara has 2 catches coming out of the backfield. Definitely look for him to do more of that in the second half. But other than that, the Saints really haven't done anything on offense. Demario Davis seemed like he's everywhere. Every time they had a good play, Demario Davis seemed like he was the one doing it. 7 tackles so far and a sack. Granderson, who I think leads their team in sacks, had 1. One of their rookies had a sack too. Brian Breesy from Clemson had a nice sack too. So their defensive line has definitely been given to DeVito. A lot of it is him holding the ball, but most of it is the offensive line. It seemed like they kind of reverted back to how they were a couple of weeks ago. So that's really the stats. Nothing really write home about. This has been a very non-exciting game. Almighty Finesse said, man, we ain't winning another game. Salute the almighty AFB here all the time. Salute my guy. I don't know, man. I say that every week. We're not going to win another game. I definitely did not think we was going to beat Green Bay last week. We're on a 3-game winning streak, and this one isn't over. We could definitely win this game because the Saints seem like they sorry too. Like they're not a really good football team. They're not playing well. The score is only 14-6, and it seemed like they're dominating us on defense, and they only got 14 points. So all it takes is one good drive, and this game could be, tied up. Hold on. One thing I will say, our MVP so far today might be Jamie Gillum, our punter, because our punter, not only is he punting, and he got a penalty for being ran into one time, so he has a first down when it comes to that, and plus he actually kicked the last field goal, because I think Randy Bullock, the kicker that we got off the couch a couple weeks ago, I think he's hurt. He's either hurt or just a bum, and they don't want him to kick anymore because he's on the sideline looking lonely. And Jamie Gillum kicked the last field goal, and he actually made it a 40-yarder. So if a punter can kick a 40-yard field goal and actually make it, I mean, that'll show you the kickers that we've been bringing in. How come we're missing field goals that's under 40 yards? And the holder for the kick that the punter made is our punt returner. So that was the first time he held all season, and that was the first time our punter kicked a field goal this year. So, and it actually went in. It went in for 40 yards. So that should show you, the level of kickers that we've had since Graham Gano got hurt. Dwayne said the Giants are going to pull it out today. I can actually see it because the Saints aren't good. All it takes is one play. We obviously going to punt the ball now. The Saints stopped us on defense again. Yeah, nobody was open. I could see that last play. I could see why Tommy DeVito didn't do anything with it. He was getting pressured, had to throw it away. So we're punting now. It's like 4th and 17 or something like that. But yeah, any one of these teams can win. The Giants are on a 3-game winning streak. We got 5 wins on the season. So I guess you need to ask yourself when it comes to draft position, as a fan, how much do you want, our guys to win this game? So since we won the last 3 and I've been, clamoring for losses, I'm almost like it is what it is, man. Whatever happens, happens. The players are always going to try to win the game. And as fans, we just think about draft position. I'm already thinking about the next quarterback that we should draft. But as we keep going down, we might not be able to get a quarterback at all. We'll see. The way I'll say this, though. The way that Brian Daboll seemed like he coaches quarterbacks and the light year difference between Tommy DeVito in preseason and Tommy DeVito now, I give Tommy DeVito a lot of credit for that. Don't get me wrong, because he has to put in the work, and he obviously has been. But Brian Daboll is a good coach. I can tell. Like some of the stuff that Tommy DeVito is doing, you could tell is like, he's doing it because Brian Daboll is calling it like good plays. And he's designing good plays. Mike has to too. I have to give him some credit as well. But it's not like we still lighten it up. I don't view Tommy DeVito as our quarterback of the future. And, we still need to draft somebody in my opinion. But, that remains to be seen. We'll see where we land in the draft. And the whole draft process takes forever. Like the draft isn't until the end of April, maybe the beginning of May. I forgot when they scheduled it next year, but we'll see. Dwayne says the way we're playing, it seems like we're going to be in the top 4. I don't know. Because we're not, I think we're like 6 or 7 now. We played the Eagles twice. So that's, to me, I will assume those are 2 losses, but you never know. But I assume the Green Bay game was going to be a loss. I did not think we was going to beat Green Bay. Green Bay has beaten the Chiefs. They've beaten the Lions. They've beaten teams that's going to the playoffs this year. So, I don't know. Like I said, any given Sunday, Tommy DeVito won the first Monday night game. Like I don't remember the last time the Giants won a Monday night game and we won one. I don't think Daniel Jones has won a Monday night game since he's been drafted, and Tommy DeVito got his first one last week. So, we'll see. If we draft in the top 4, I would like it because it would give us a fast track of even giving our quarterback, or at least have the type of draft capital, since we drafted high, to move up to get our quarterback, whether it's Drake May or Williams, or maybe Daniels from LSU. You never know. But if we're going to be drafting like 6, 8, in the top 10, but in the bottom of the top 10, I don't expect us to get either one of them. Caleb Williams and Derek May for sure, but the way Daniels played out the end of his college career and winning the Heisman, depending on his draft process, and it only takes one team to fall in love with him, man. So he already got, all the accolades and the stuff that he's done on tape. All he has to do is flash in the draft process, and he might get picked before Caleb Williams. You never know. Like it only takes one team to fall in love with a player. So If we're drafting like six, if we're drafting like in the six or after that, I don't expect us to get either one of them, the three of them. And then if we're going to talk about Bo Nix, I'm not a big Bo Nix fan. We could talk about Michael Penix. I like Michael Penix. I like the way he throws the ball, but he also is a older quarterback, transferred from, I think he played for Indiana, then he went to Washington, but he also has 2 ACL tears in his knee. So after going through that twice, do you want to draft a quarterback that's already had 2 ACLs before he even got to the league? We're dealing with that now with Daniel Jones. He has an ACL tear, so I don't know. I'd be kind of shocked if we draft somebody like Michael Penix. If we coming from a quarterback that kind of stays injured, like last year was one of the few years Daniel Jones actually stayed healthy, and he still got hurt last year too, but it wasn't for that long. But the neck injury with Daniel Jones, and he got the ACL now. Do you draft Michael Penix out of Washington, who's already had 2 ACL surgeries? That's what you got to ask yourself. So I would kind of shy away from him, but it just has nothing to do with talent. And he's probably a good kid. I haven't watched that many interviews with him, but I have seen him play multiple times. He knows how to throw the ball, but it all depends on if you're scared of that injury history or not. So the prizes of the draft is and will be May, Williams, and Daniels. If we could get one of those three, I'm excited about the Giants' future. But if we don't get one of those three and we're picking one of these other guys, I'll have questions. Let's just say that. But I do, out of all things, I do trust Brian Dable and Joe Shane. So we'll see what they do. And that's all you can really do as a fan, man. You don't have any control. So I'm a real big draft guy. So I'll be doing all my research. I'll have a draft show. I forgot, did I have draft shows before the draft? I think I did have some a prospect show before the draft last year. I forgot, but I definitely went live during the draft. I went live the whole first round of the draft last year. And then I did a draft show after the fact, after we got our picks, and I did a profile on each player. So I'm definitely doing those two again. I'm just not sure if I'm going to have a show before the draft, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, man, Dwayne. ACL scares a bit, like really scary, man. Michael Penix has 2 of them already. Like he's torn his ACL twice already before he got to the league. So, like, if you have the 6th pick in the draft, and if you have the 6th pick in the draft, and the 3 quarterbacks that I talked about are gone, would you throw, would you throw your dice on the table and gamble on Michael Penix staying healthy, picking him 6? And 6 is, say we stay at 6 is where we got Daniel Jones. So, if you don't love him in the talent level of quarterback at 6, just look at Daniel Jones, because that's where we got him. So the Saints are marching again. They're on our side of the field. The play I just watched was Alvin Kamara caught a swing pass on the left hand side for a nice gain. I think it's going to be 4th down and 2. But yeah, the Saints are definitely controlling this game. Tommy DeVito left the game with a concussion. And it seemed like Tommy DeVito, like the concussion came when his head hit the ground. Like he wasn't, it wasn't helmet to helmet. I think the dude hit him in the shoulder. But I think as Tommy DeVito went down, his head slammed on the ground. So that's why he went in the concussion protocol, and he hasn't played again. He might be knocked out of the whole game. I don't know. I'm not listening to the game, so I don't know if Tommy DeVito has been ruled out yet. Yeah, let me check Twitter, see if I can see an update for him. Oh, look at me. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. You know what's crazy? I told y'all Steph was coming, right? This whole time she was waiting for the actual link to the show that I never gave it to her. See, see, man, I do this every week, man, and still be forgetting to give people the link. Ain't that something? That's crazy. So salute to Steph. She ain't late. It's not like she would have show up for the show. I just never gave her the link for the show. That's how out of it I am. Dwayne says might just wait another year and see what quarterback come out next draft. I can see that too. I honestly can see that. If one of the three quarterbacks is taken, and if Brian Dable is not in love with Penix or Bo Nix, or I'm trying to think about who else is coming out, because Cam Ward isn't coming out. I think he said he's transferring to another school and not going into the draft. Cam Ward out of Washington State, he's another quarterback that a lot of people are intrigued with. I have to look at the list. Shedeur Sanders, I don't think he's coming out. He's staying at Colorado, of course, with his dad. So those five, like Williams, May, Daniels, Pinnock, and I said Daniels and Nix and Bo Nix are probably the five quarterbacks, the five quarterbacks that a lot of people are looking for first round consideration. So I don't know. If we don't get the top three, I could definitely see Brian Dable saying no. I'm not in love with any of these dudes. We'll stick with Daniel Jones coming off the ACL next year and just start Tommy DeVito until Jones come back, and that'll be his final year, and we'll draft a quarterback next year. That can definitely happen. I can see that. I can definitely see that. And the reason I said Tommy DeVito starting, because I don't think Tyrod Taylor will be on the team after this year. He is the highest paid backup quarterback in the league, I believe, and this is his last year. So if you have Tommy DeVito starting over him now, I really don't see Tyrod Taylor coming back next year. It really doesn't make any sense unless you started Tommy DeVito all these games. And Tommy DeVito is actually back from that hit. I guess he passed all the concussion protocols. Hey, Steph, you good? I can bring you in. Okay, Steph is good. Hold on. Steph.
Yes. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. I apologize for the link. I told everybody in the chat, I'm sitting here waiting for you. I told everybody you was going to pop in later. I never get ready. That's crazy. And then I'm saying, well, okay, so where's Steph? Maybe she said something in the chat. So I'm looking at the chat on our group chat on Twitter.
Right.
Waiting for the link. Oh, snap. Waiting for the link.
I said, well, okay, maybe he decided he's not coming on to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's how out of it I am. Watching this game and watching how bad we're playing, I'm sitting there like,
and
just
I'm early. I was watching the game. I said, you know what? I'm gonna be early today.
Man, my bad, Steph.
That's okay. It's cool. How you been?
I've been cool. You know what I mean? Tough week, but it's all good. Like I'm glad it's a nice football Sunday. It's nice and gloomy outside. I ain't gotta go nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
It got really gloomy once I started watching this game though.
I know. We was in it for a little while and we was looking all right. And then the next thing you know, now my dog was quiet all this time. Now you want to start barking. And then out of nowhere, 6-17.
All at halftime, man. I don't know what it was. Like I told everybody that. Did you see the Tommy DeVito hit when he slid and got hit?
I did.
So I was like, it wasn't a dirty play, but you could tell that Tommy DeVito is a rookie, so they didn't give him that call. That gets called a lot. Like,
right.
Even though he didn't get hit in the head, his head hit the ground.
Right.
As Tommy DeVito gets hit again and is getting sacked. Like our offensive line and Tommy DeVito is just out of sorts today. Like it's not happening like it did last week. I don't know if it's a short week. Remember, we just played on Monday, so
right.
I don't know what it is, but we are definitely not playing at the same level as we did on Monday versus Green Bay.
Yeah,
because Green Bay is better than the Saints. Green Bay beat the Lions. They beat the Chiefs, who are two playoff teams, and was going on a nice winning streak. And they got stopped by the Giants, who was on a winning streak themselves. So we're not playing like we've played the last 3 weeks, though.
No doubt. Now I know he had, I think it was 4 sacks in the first half. How many now?
I don't know now because he just got back. That was his first drive
Oh,
back
okay.
because Tyrod Taylor came in after him at the end of the first half and the
Yes.
beginning of the
Okay.
third quarter, I should say. So, that was his first drive. So I just saw him get sacked on that last play. So I don't know if he got sacked before that, but I guess it's 5 or 6 now. But Tommy's tough, man. He just ain't that guy, man. We was just talking about the future and talking about the draft. Dwayne was said hold on.
Shout out to the chat, by the way, Dwayne and the rest of it. Mega, Almighty Finesse, whoever else is in the chat, Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm. Dwayne said they might wait another year to see what quarterbacks come out next year. And I was saying that I could definitely see that. Like, say if we pick, 6 or after that, there's only 5 quarterbacks in the draft that has like a first round grade. That's Williams,
Mhm,
um, Williams from USC, May from UNC.
mhm,
Um, After that is Daniels from LSU,
mhm,
Penix from Washington, and Bo Nix from Oregon. I like the first 3 quarterbacks in our name, but I'm not the biggest fan of Bo Nix from Oregon or Penix. Penix is not because of talent; it's because he already has 2 ACL tears,
right,
and that was before he even got to Washington. So, um, 2 ACLs. You haven't even gotten to the league yet. Older quarterback. He could throw the ball, but I think they might be scared of that because the quarterback that we have now is injury prone
right,
with
right,
his neck being hurt multiple times, and he's coming off of ACL tears himself. So I don't see us going from Daniel Jones to Michael Penix. That doesn't really, you know, that's a huge gamble. Let's just say that picking him in the first round.
right. Well, that was actually the question I was gonna ask because I trust your football acumen.
Okay.
Was did Danny has Danny DeVito played so well that we're gonna abandon getting a franchise quarterback? So
No.
um because sometimes you can get blinded by the moment,
Right.
especially if somebody strings together a few good, wins. You're like, well, maybe, but your thought is no.
No, absolutely not. Like Danny Vito, I'm not saying that he can't be a good backup quarterback, but he's not a starting franchise quarterback in my eyes at all.
Right.
I know it's a big story as Alvin Kamara just ripped off a 15-yard run. Um, it's a big story. I know Tommy Cutlets is a polarizing figure in New York right now, kind of like Lynn Sanity, but he's not good to carry anybody on his back in the NFL, I don't think. And being a franchise quarterback, that's what that means.
Right.
I mean, you're so good that you don't have to have talent all around you in order to succeed.
Right.
Kind of like Patrick Mahomes now. You can't name 2 wide receivers that he's throwing to. You can name Travis Kelsey, but he's throwing to like Sky Moore, who's his second year, Rashid Rice, who's a rookie. He had Juju Smith Schuster last year, but he's not there now. So the wide receivers that he's throwing to, but he's still winning games, even though they, been playing bad lately. Kansas City, I'm talking about, but Patrick
Mhm.
Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes.
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
So somebody like Drake May, Williams, Daniels, those 3 are good enough that they don't have to have that type of talent, around them in order to win a Super Bowl. But when you start talking about like Bo Nix or quarterbacks like Tommy DeVito and stuff, you have to have the talent around them, and we don't have that, at least not now.
Yeah, and with the Giants history, we need to have a quarterback that can outplay an offensive line
Yep.
because we just haven't been consistent in, developing or putting together a solid offensive line since probably our last Super Bowl.
Yep. That is correct. Like Jerry Reese, you know, a lot of people say, bad stuff about Jerry Reese, but he at least got Eli offensive line.
Right.
And all those guys were not picked in the first round. None of them were. I don't think. I don't think when we last time we won the Super Bowl, I don't think any of our guys was picked in the first round. That was on the offensive line, like Kareem McKenzie, David Deal. Um, yeah, I don't think so. So it's not about first round picks when it comes to offensive line. It's about developing the line and having camaraderie and then playing together for a long period of time.
Right. Right.
And then
I
all of a
see like
sudden,
we have oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, then we'll draft like Justin Pugh in the first round. He didn't pan out, end up moving to guard and then being off the team, even though he's back now. Eric Flowers after that first round pick, not moving to guard, leaving the team. Like there's been like a cycle of bad offensive linemen in the first round for us until Andrew Thomas.
And you bring up a good point. And this could go this holds for the Knicks too. Is not like they haven't been trying to address the offensive line. It's
Right.
just the picks haven't been panning out.
Right.
The Knicks, we've consistently got top 10 picks for as long as I can remember.
Yep.
We just haven't been good at picking players that stick and develop into at that early. You could talk about the
Right.
later picks developing into something, but I mean
Right.
those top 10 picks.
Right. Evan Neal's a perfect example of that now. And I don't want to put him on that list because it's still short. Like he's only played a year, and then this year he only played half of it.
Right.
So, the jury's still out on Evan Neal. I wouldn't say that he's good or bad yet.
Right.
And after 2 years, after this season's over, somebody like an offensive lineman, an offensive tackle that you picked in the top 10, you should not be saying that about him.
Right. Right. Correct.
You know what I'm saying? You should know by now. And the fact that we don't know after 2 years, that's saying something. That's saying it, not saying he's a bust, but the fact that we're still questioning it, that's concerning. Let's just say that.
Right.
See, a lot of people think we should, if we don't get the quarterback, we should just get another tackle. Like it's a tackle from Penn State. A lot of people like. It's a tackle from Notre Dame, Joe Alt. A lot of people like that could slide in at right tackle. But so you're just throwing away Evan Neal after 2 years. He got picked in the top 10. You can't just move a tackle to guard and just think it's going to be successful. You can't do that. The answer can't be, well, you could just move Neal. Nah, that's not how that works. Like moving him to a different position has to be the very last resort.
Right.
Before he's off the team. Let's just say that.
Well, you think he's nearing that? I mean, we're going into the end of the second,
right?
The second year, because you're right. They tried that with Flowers. You're right, before he was off the team.
Yep, before he's off the team. Like when you see an offensive lineman change positions, that means the next step is you're out of here. As it should be. Your position shouldn't be switched.
Right.
Like you're playing so bad, you got to kick into the inside. So we drafted you in the top 10 to be on the outside. We wouldn't drafted a guard in the top 10.
That's true. You're right. And he was like what, 8?
It was 5 and 7.
5 and 7. Okay.
Yeah, Kayvon was 5. He was 7.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're picking an offensive tackle and as the 7th pick, kicking him inside after 2 years, that's a failure. You should have picked somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to get back to talking about the offensive line. And I know you mentioned building an offensive line that can grow with your quarterback. And I definitely agree with. But I got to say, when Eli Manning only had 2-3 years left, I really wanted them to patchwork together an offensive line every year just for those years, because it wasn't like he was a young quarterback and you trying to. So I felt like he was older and he's on his way out. And I guess they were trying to piece together an offensive line, a young offensive line for the next quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like, listen, let's get some veterans in there, plug them in, see if they can get some chemistry and see what we can do his last few years.
Right. And that year, like, towards the end of his career, coming into the draft when Saquon Barkley got picked, we picked him 2, even though we shouldn't have. You should not be picking a running back at 2. I don't care what your circumstances are.
Right.
The guard that I wanted, or the player that I wanted, was Quentin Nelson. He was a guard coming out of Notre Dame. I know picking a guard second is high too, but he was my pick in the draft, and he made the Pro Bowl like maybe the first 4 or 5 years that he was into the league. So
He's still playing?
Yeah, he's still playing. It seemed like he's been dealing with a lot of injuries and stuff, but a healthy Quentin Nelson, he's a Pro Bowler or All Pro.
Right.
We would have plugged him in at the as our left guard. He would have been our left guard for the next 10 years.
Right.
So instead, we got Saquon Barkley. We also could have drafted a quarterback that draft. That was the draft that we picked Saquon instead of Allen from Buffalo. Lamar Jackson came out of that draft that was picked at the end of the first round. There was a couple quarterbacks that could have, we could have kept on the bench, behind Eli, but we waited another year and then picked Daniel Jones.
And I was following the draft, and I was like, Daniel, like it wasn't like now where I would be like, who's this player? Let me look him up. Like I was following, listening to the shows, the podcast, doing research on, who's available, who would be in the Knicks. I mean, excuse me, the where the Giants draft, who would be available, who to look at. And when they drafted Daniel Jones, like
Daniel Jones,
serious at 6?
At 6, yep. And I know some people that thought Daniel Jones shouldn't have been a first round pick at all.
Oh, we got to get him because we didn't think he would be there at 15 because I forgot what other team was okay.
Right.
We just regroup,
Right. You're absolutely right. Because we had 2 first round picks that year.
Yes. Yeah.
We got him and Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah.
Him and Dexter Lawrence. So, yeah, man, that's how it be. Hold on. Dwayne got a question. Dwayne says, if the Giants don't get a quarterback in the draft, do you see him getting a free agent as a 1-year rental? Yeah, I think the Daniel Jones' knee has a lot to do with that question. That's a hard question to answer right now. If they feel that Daniel Jones will be ready to start the season in September, then they won't. But if they think that he's going to, it might take a couple weeks after that or a month after that in order for him to play again, then yeah, I could see them doing that. But if they'll do that, I kind of think that they might try to re-sign Tyrod Taylor.
That's what I was thinking.
So, especially if they don't see Danny DeVito as the backup. So you just keep everything how it is now. And like you said, Dwayne, maybe just pick the quarterback in the draft the following season. And this isn't the draft to think about the quarterback.
Is that his first name? Dwayne said you two just called him Danny DeVito, but it's okay.
Oh, my bad.
I called him Danny DeVito too.
We might have. I might have called. Like if I did, if he said we did, we probably did. I'm saying Tommy DeVito. My bad. Tommy.
Yeah, that was an offensive interference. I saw that. Come on.
Yeah, that was easy. Yeah, but the Giants are still getting ran on. This second half hasn't been good for us.
Come on, my goodness, that was just egregious.
Yeah, and then he'll look like I didn't do nothing. We'll see. So it looked like the Saints are going to probably score another touchdown here. They just had a ball on the 1 as they take Penix off the field after he give up that. Yep. Old Jimmy Graham still catching touchdowns after all these seasons. Still looking good too. Jimmy Graham been in the league forever, it seemed like. One of the first, tight ends that, was pretty much a wide receiver for their team. He was Travis Kelce before Travis Kelce.
Wow.
So now he came back to the Saints to finish his career. And I don't know. Jimmy Graham might have Hall of Fame numbers. I got to check him.
He's been in the league over 10?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me look up Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham used to kill people back in the day with Sean Payton and Drew Brees.
Wow.
He was the tight end that tried to. He was so good and he put up so good at numbers. He was the first one that was trying to not get paid like a regular tight end. Because that was the transition between tight ends being real tight ends and tight ends that just strictly catch the ball.
Mhm.
So Jimmy Graham was one of those people that his salary needed to be a different salary from other tight ends and stuff. Hold on, yeah, he's 37 now.
Ooh.
Yeah, like he's older. Hold on. When did he get drafted? He got drafted in 2010, third round. So yeah, he's been in the league 12 years, 13 years. And he only played for the Saints for like 4 years, but those 4 years he was putting up like all pro numbers. He made the Pro Bowl 5 times, all pro 1 year, second team all pro the next with the Saints. And he almost got like 9,000 yards and almost 100 touchdowns.
Wow.
Yeah, he got like 88 touchdowns. Like Jimmy Graham might actually make the Hall of Fame one day. But now he's back with the Saints, still catching touchdowns on us. But yeah, the answer to Dwayne's question, yeah, that's kind of tough knowing that if we'll get a vet quarterback in. I can see it if Daniel Jones is still hurt, but I don't know. If not, they're just gonna stick with Daniel Jones and have maybe Danny DeVito again. I was about to say Tommy DeVito as the backup.
Right.
And I think that's why he's starting over Tyrod now. They don't think Tyrod is going to be here next year because his contract is up. Might as well
Or at
start.
least to give them a good look so that they can help them make that decision on whether to, pay Tyrod Taylor to bring him back.
Right. And DeVito, Tommy ran three straight. Like he had a streak going. Like we're on a 3-game winning streak before today.
Mhm.
So it looks like we're going to lose this game, but that 3-game winning streak, if you're a quarterback that either wasn't drafted or drafted in the 7th round, you get to put that on your resume, man, no matter how, no matter what the stats are. But he has like over 100 quarterback rating in those 3 games. Wow. It's not like he's been, tearing it up with like 300-yard games and stuff, but he has a good rating, no mistakes, running the ball when he's supposed to, he's getting the ball out, not getting sacked. Like he's played very, very well this past month. Oh, did you see? I also told the chat. Did you see our punter is our kicker now?
No.
Yeah, like I told everybody that what's his name, Jamie Gillum, like number 6, our punter. He might be our MVP this game. He's punting and kicking field goals. He's the one who kicked the field goal at the end of the first half.
Wow.
And it was a 40-yard field goal too.
Jonathan Vilma. Wow.
Yep, I see Jonathan Vilma, former, leader and linebacker for the Saints. So this is a good pairing for him. He's been doing, games for Fox for a while now. He's always been good. Always liked him. First downs this half, the Saints have 12 first downs this half, and the Giants have 0. And we're 10 minutes left into the 4th quarter.
Have to get one. It seemed like we so far. Where was we at? It's like 1st and 10, and we needed 25 yards.
Come on, Steph, don't make me.
It seemed like we was so like when he caught it like 5 yards in, and it seemed like he had 15 more yards to go to get to the marker.
Man, it'd be like that when you down like this. At halftime, it was 7-6. It's 24-6 now. Quick. So yeah, every 10 yards look like 30. And DeVito, even though he got hurt for like 2 drives, he still got under 100 yards passing. That's not gonna cut it. I don't care what your quarterback rating is. Like you got to push the ball down the field at least a little bit. Oh, here we go. Bad pass by DeVito.
Yes.
We got Darren Waller back. Not it's a missed pass to Darren Waller. Darren Waller, after missing like over a month with the hamstring injury, he's looking okay. Like he
okay. I saw him on that long catch. He just went down before the contact.
Yeah.
He was like, I ain't gonna even test
it. Yeah, I ain't beat for this. He was like, yeah, I got what I got, and it's over. Like I'm not fighting for nothing. I don't get it. Like he in his 30s. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Like I got what I got. It's a first down. I'm going down. See, when we're on offense, I'm just looking at number 56, the middle linebacker, Demario Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you see Saquon Barkley, you see him. Like he's been everywhere today. He's having an awesome game today. One of the best middle linebackers in the league. But Demario Davis, he's been killing us today. That's why one of the reasons Saquon hasn't been doing anything, or hasn't done anything, I should say. All right, Giants fourth down. Giants going forward on fourth down. A little over 9 minutes left. 4th and 1. We are on the 42-yard line. 4th and 1, but it's a long one, like a 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
I would have said it was 2. Matter of fact, Tommy DeVito.
Yes.
Nice pass to Robinson. That's one kid I really like too. Wendell Robinson, man. After missing most of his rookie season with a torn ACL, like he fresh off an ACL tear running like this, and he's been our best wide receiver all season. And he's a good check down guy. Like you can tell, he's a very good slot dude. It's our outside wide receivers that haven't been doing anything. Hyatt dropped a pass earlier. Your man Butterfingers dropped one. Slayton dropped one earlier too. Not giving DeVito's any favors.
Right.
As DeVito gets sacked again.
Turn around. He ain't have to drop him into the ground like that. His mama watching. You ain't have to do that.
Right. His mom and dad up there with his agent. They showed him earlier today in the game. 3rd and 13. At least the Giants kept the drive alive, on that 4th down conversion. Vito has 98 yards now. Salute to Stafford. My guy Stafford sat both NYQBs out. Yep.
Stafford, we doing a pop-up show later, and Stafford is hosting.
Oh, word?
5 o'clock.
Well, that's what's up, Stafford. Stafford hosting. Stafford go kill it though. He Stafford's good, man.
Yeah.
The one thing Stafford gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? You ain't go. It ain't like me. Sometimes I'll be struggling up here just to keep the conversation going. I be the host and stuff. Yeah, Stafford will be good at that, man. I can see it.
If you struggling, it don't sound like it.
Oh, thank you.
No, it really doesn't. Stafford though, he bringing the heat. I'm just trying to be prepared.
Of course, Stafford always brings. That's why I'm not worried about Stafford.
Controversial topics,
right? Oh, come on, Tommy. Yeah, but he wasn't open though. Anyway.
Now, Stafford, he hosted a show on Blanche Tears on Freezy's channel.
Oh, did he? That was recently?
Yeah. No. I want to say last year sometime.
Okay.
So he has experience hosting a show. It was him and I forgot who it was. They used to do a Saturday show, like an NBA show, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure Stafford would kill it.
So he ain't new to it. Lady and the Chef joining us. I think Ajay joining us.
Oh,
you always welcome, Jarrell, but I know Sundays is your football day.
Oh yeah, Sunday. After this, I'll probably watch football still. But you know me, I might be in the chat though, because I don't have to have football on. I don't got to listen to it. I could just be watching it. Oh, somebody from the Saints. Hey, we got a Saints fan in the house. Now, I mean, salute to you. Ain't go disrespect you. It's been a good game between two teams that's, a little bit of maybe a slightly below average teams. But yeah, the Saints came to play. I'm not gonna lie. I don't hate the Saints. We are not rivals, so you'll never hear me talking crap about the Saints like that.
Salute, Savannah.
Yeah, salute.
Appreciate you dropping by.
Salute, Dwayne. Thank you.
The 12. Yeah.
Soulfinger. I like Soulfinger funny. Okay, I got you. Down south dude, right?
Yeah.
No.
West Coast.
West Coast, but he not from down south though.
He might be from down south, but I know he's on the West Coast.
Okay, because he sound like it. He sound like it. But he might be from just the West, though. I might be mistaken. But Soulfinger, I remember him. He's cool. Yeah, man. The halftime, it was 6-7.
Mm-hmm.
It's 24-6 now. So yeah, I can see Saints fans coming in here, putting the logo up there. Here you go. Soulfinger. He lived in San Diego, but he moved from
From
Louisiana.
Louis there you go, Terrell, you
Yeah,
had
he like some of all my family's from North Carolina,
okay.
so he don't sound like them. He sound either more southern than them, but I could tell like my whole family from out there. I'm the only Yankee that's from up here. Like my whole family, like my mother, all my uncles, all my whole family is based out of North Carolina. I'm the only one that live. I'm the only one that live north of Virginia right now.
Oh, wow.
It's been like that my whole family, my whole life. So every summer, I spent all my summers down south,
Oh,
stuff like
nice.
that. So the Saints has the ball again,
Mm.
past midfield again. Hard running
Giants
from.
tackling just have not been there today.
I think it's the short week, to be honest. Like we just played Monday, played a good team in Green Bay. Um, the turnover, that's tough. We're not a good team anyway,
Right,
so it's even tougher after a short week.
right. Lose one day, lose a lot, huh?
Right, right. So what's going on now? Derek Carr got 3 touchdowns now, over 200 yards.
Mm.
23 for 27 has been an awesome day for him. We're not getting no pressure on him. They're just running the ball now because they have a lead, but we should got more pressure on Derek Carr. So what's the you said a pop-up show, the topic y'all discussing?
He just sent it to me. We're gonna talk about Mitchell Robinson. Let me see what he said. He said,
Oh, so y'all gonna talk about Jericho Sims then.
listen, Jericho Sims, I forgot what play it was. He looked real good. I said he must have watched the show last night. Like it was like in the first quarter, he did something.
And what do you do after that stuff? What do you do after?
Yeah, listen, I'm not arguing with you. I ain't arguing with you.
Yeah,
First of all, when you don't hardly come strong like that. So when you came strong like that, I said, okay,
right. Like
I'm gonna
after,
have to reevaluate Sims. He might be
yeah, I don't. I really do not talk crap about players like that. But to
right.
me, I don't know. He shouldn't be. I'll tell you. Never mind. I
And
don't want to
and
just.
and in the second half and last night, he looked like he was out of
Yeah.
like he shouldn't have been in the game or he
Right.
shouldn't have played that many minutes. Yeah, no
Right.
doubt.
Hey, look, he started. You won't think he think you shouldn't. He shouldn't play that many minutes. He only played 18.
Yeah,
He started the game, and Hartenstein still played 30.
yeah.
So I don't know. To me, he just shouldn't be. He shouldn't be in the league. I don't think he's an NBA player, but it is what it is. I don't want to just harp on negative Sims talk, but I think he should play for like the Globetrotters or something.
Wow.
Maybe just big and jump high. You know what I'm saying? I don't see no skill, I should say.
Somebody did say that in the chat when we did the show that after 4 years of well, however many years he's been in the league, he's the same. He hasn't seen much improvement. I forgot who made that comment.
Yeah, he just doesn't, he doesn't scream NBA player to me. He just screams very athletic, big kid that can jump.
Right.
That's his talent. But other than that, that's all he really brings to the
Right.
league. At least when we, try to crap on Mitch's stuff with his lack of offensive stuff, he's still a better defender. Mitch still does stuff. You know what I'm saying? Sims is not even half the player Mitchell Robinson is to me.
Right. Right. Like for me, when I talk about Mitchell Robinson, is always about how his lack of offense hurts the team.
Right.
It's never about what he does on the defensive. And even prior to this year, still a good defensive player. This year, he's just taking it up a notch.
Right. Yeah. I don't even compare them. Like even as raw as Mitchell Robinson is, that should show you how raw Jericho Sims is.
Yeah.
Like that, I guess that's why to me he doesn't seem like a NBA player. He just
And
seems,
and different from Mitch. Remember, Mitch came in out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Sims came in after 4 years at Texas,
Yep.
or three or 4 years at Texas, and then 3 years in the NBA.
Right. And he wasn't good at Texas. Like that's how
That's
you
a
can
lot
have
of experience. You should be a little
right.
further along.
That's how you could be that big, that athletic, and still not, get picked high, or teams don't view you as somebody that's going to do something potential in the future, because a lot of NBA is not like the NFL. NFL got like 7 rounds,
Right,
so you might could find like a gem in the 6th round.
right,
NBA is only 2 rounds. There's only 60 players get picked the
right,
whole draft.
right,
So sometimes you don't, you know, he doesn't have the talent or the skill set to be an NBA player to me, but he just has the body type and stuff.
right. Yeah,
Um,
that's
hope,
fair. I think that's fair.
hopefully, real quick, not to change the subject. Hopefully, my power doesn't go out. I'm having a big storm here. I'm surprised y'all don't hear the rain.
Mm-mm.
Like it's pouring outside. So if my power goes out, I'll go on my phone to just tell people in the chat that the show is probably gonna be over or whatever, because the stream, to my understanding, if my power goes out, the stream is gonna keep going.
Oh,
I
okay.
think because it's web based, so we'll see. But I
Right.
think it'll be good. So we only got 5 minutes left. 24-6 still. Um, Giants actually stopped a drive by the Saints, but it's only 5 minutes left. Writing's on the wall on this one.
How many
Time.
more games we have?
Uh, See, that's how you know. That's how you know that you want the season over. Like, how many games we got to play after this? I'll go through this. I'm gonna go through the schedule. Matter of fact, I'll go through the schedule now, because once the game over, I'm probably be out. Like, there's nothing to really report here. As y'all can see, we played the Packers, the Saints. Next, we play the Eagles. The Rams. We got 3 games left. The Eagles, the Rams, and the Eagles again.
Okay, the
So
Eagles is Christmas Day, right?
yeah, I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to pod that day. I got to talk to the missus. She might say hell no.
Right, right,
So it's Christmas, so it's understandable. So I can't give no argument. So
right, right, right.
so we'll see. But it is a Monday night. I got all off that week from work, so
Nice.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is my last week of the year,
Oh, wow.
so I might pod. But it's not late though. See, it would be better for me if we had, like, the Monday night game that we had.
Hmm.
It's late, but this is going to still be. I'm gonna be pod. It's like it start at 4:30. So if I do pod that day, it'll start like around 6. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll let you know as well. I might be.
Yeah, Christmas is tough. Like if I do a show, I probably like assume that I'm doing it by myself. I'll ask y'all if y'all want to, obviously, but if y'all can't do it, that's completely understandable.
Yeah.
And then the game after that is on New Year's Eve.
Hmm.
Uh, but it's during the day, 11 o'clock. I mean 1 o'clock game, so I definitely pod that day. And then
Yeah.
we don't know the time, but the last game is on the 7th. So we only got 3 games left. After this, we will be what 6? I mean 5-9. Those 3 games, we are going to be underdogs, and I plan on losing all those with the Rams and the 2 Eagles games. To be honest, like if we beat,
Yeah.
if we win any one of those games, I'd kind of be shocked, to be honest. Those are two good football teams. Even the Rams put up like almost 40 points on the Ravens the other, like last week or the week before. I forgot, but
That's not a interference.
maybe because he was looking back the whole time and Hodgins wasn't trying to get away with him. I don't know. Or maybe they was like, it's almost 4 minutes left. Let's y'all down like 3 touchdowns, so you might as well just
Right. Let's
get
move
it.
this along.
Right. Get it how you can get it. Eric Gray is back, rookie running back. Just caught a ball for the first time, I think, I don't know. Eric Gray got hurt like maybe a month and a half ago. Like
Wow.
we haven't seen him in forever. That's why Oslowski, the punt returner, came in after he got hurt on that punt return, and he's been on the team about a month and a half, I think. So they're just showing Tommy DeVito's family there in
His
New
agent
Orleans.
looking like the Boston Celtics leprechaun.
Yeah, I don't know why he got the all green. I don't know what jacket that is. Hold on. Let me. I know people are talking about that jacket. Let me look on Twitter real quick. Why the hell he got that all green jacket on? Hold on. Oh, as soon as I pop on Twitter in the Giants, is somebody said something. I think it might be. Did he get inducted to the Italian Hall of Fame? What the hell is that? They got an Italian People Hall of Fame, and I think that's the jacket.
Oh, wow.
Italian people got a Hall of Fame. That's what's up.
Wow.
I never heard of that.
Yeah.
Tommy DeVito all the time in the world.
Yes.
Nice pass to Slayton. Slayton forgot that he was playing football, looking around. Looked like he's looking for people to tackle him. Hey, go score a damn touchdown, Darius Slayton. What are you doing? He's looking for people. Man, so I think players down. I hate to see that. I don't like to see injuries on either team. I don't care who I'm rooting for. I hate seeing stuff like that. The Darius Slayton was open. Good pass by DeVito. Darius, he was looking. He was like, "Hey, ooh." He was like, "Yeah, whoa. I got the ball." Look, he was like, "Oh, wait." Then once he didn't get tackled, he was like, "All right, I'm gonna keep running until you do." But that's a good play by Darius Slayton. I told you he dropped a pass early in the first half, which was a bad drop too. Like normal slant, right in his hands, dropped it. Oh man, he hurt somebody down. I thought they, got him off the field already, but they went to commercial. So I don't know what happened. 28 on the Saints. I'm not sure exactly who that is. But yeah, Saints player down. A little under 4 minutes left. You just gotta get this game over with now. I don't want nobody else get hurt.
Okay.
Not down 24-6. I could see if it was, like if it was 20 something to 24.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, all right, now you gotta get up. We gotta finish this game. Not no 24-6 though. I know ain't no comeback coming.
Right.
Salute to the Huskies, even though they beat my Tar Heels last week at the Garden. I'm saluting the Huskies simply because Hardwell's nephew played for the Huskies now.
Yeah. Salute to Hardwell and his nephew.
Yep, salute to him. Huge Knick fans, go support his channel. What's the name of that channel again?
For the Love of the Game with the number 4. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, For the Love of the Game. Hardwell, his nephew Castle plays for UConn now. McDowell's All-American, really good kid. He really talented dude. Somebody I wouldn't mind the Knicks drafting in the first round in the future, but
Knicks, you can forget it. Forget the Knicks in the draft. Don't seem to be happening. And to your point, this is something that really frustrates me. I feel like you still gotta fill in the back end of your roster with developmental players. And I don't know, maybe they feel like, well, we already got McBride, we already got Sims. How many young players we're going to bring in? But I feel like if the other guys have higher upsides, then you bring those guys in to replace the McBride and the Sims if they have higher upsides. So
that one makes sense though, Steph. But sometimes sense don't. Good sense. Oh, don't tell me Tommy got hurt.
Boy. Salute Andy.
Oh, salute Andy. Andy watching the game in the background. It's late over there, so salute to him watching. I hope Tommy ain't hurt his knee. He looked like he hurt his knee, man, or his calf or something. Dwayne said the Knicks and the draft don't mix well. See, y'all about to get me pissed off. Y'all about to get me pissed off all over again. Every time I talk about the draft, I get mad about the Knicks, all the missteps that we had.
Maybe they just decided we're gonna give up.
Right?
We ain't gonna draft no more.
And look,
we're gonna trade them for surefire players from here on out.
Right, Hardwell nephew probably be there, and we just don't draft him. I can see it. I can definitely see it.
Listen, that's what we did with Jalen Johnson. Whatever draft that was, he
Yep.
dropped to 20.
Yep.
I saw him falling. I said, I know the Knicks are not gonna let this guy fall past them.
Right.
Sure enough,
Did we pick IQ? So that was the IQ Obi draft, wasn't it?
it may
I
be, it may have
forgot.
been.
I forgot. But yeah, we had
We
we had
had
a
2
transfer
draft
happening.
picks that year,
Mm-hmm.
18 and 20 or 16 and 20, something like that.
Mm. Oh snap! Andy said, "Look at the Pistons in the draft.
Mhm.
The Pistons. I don't know what's happening. I don't know the water they drinking in Detroit. Monty Williams ain't beat for no 23 game losing streak though. That don't make no sense. What is happening?
What is happening over there?
Yeah, he's not even the type of coach. Like he's a good coach. Like that has already been solidified. So for him to lose like 25 straight games, that should show you it's the players.
Talent is necessary to win in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Talent is necessary. You know?
And all that draft time, they're too young. Like I
Yeah.
don't like real young teams, man. Same thing with OKC a couple years ago. They couldn't win anything. Now they're winning now because the younger players starting to get, older. But yeah, what happens in Detroit right now, it's crazy. I don't see Monty Williams surviving if he keeps like a 25 game losing streak. He just got paid a lot of money, so we'll see.
The kid in Detroit, Doran, who's hurt right now.
Yeah.
That Stafford was asking, what's the guy I wanted over there?
Yeah, I wanted Jalen Doran.
Yeah, he's hurt
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, he's still, I think, only 20 years old, still putting up double doubles, but I think he's hurt.
Right.
But the reason they lose is because of him. Like, I don't know if it's
He said no,
not
not
him.
Ivy.
Ivy? Okay.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
wondering, like, but Ivy would be another young guy on the end of our bench. I don't know if he would be. I guess he would be in the rotation. Something is going on with Ivy. I don't know if it's IQ or what, that he's not playing up to par.
Yeah, but coming into the draft, I definitely wanted Jalen Ivy. Yeah. We just talked about what coming into the draft, but yeah, it's not working out because they have what's the other kid from France? That's another young guard they had that we could have drafted.
Oh yeah, and he's coming on. Killian. Is it Killian?
Yeah,
Killian
Hayes. Killian Hayes.
Killian Hayes. Yeah.
Killian Hayes, another guard out of France that I actually liked. He hasn't been doing anything there. As you can see, Randy Bullock, got hurt on the opening kickoff.
Oh, okay.
So that's why, we got our punter kicking field goals. But on back to basketball, yeah, Hayes, I actually liked him coming out of the draft too. And that's somebody else that Detroit swallowed up and his talent just died. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. He's playing better than Ivy though this year. But he's been in the league longer though.
All this time, we haven't talked about the first draft pick that they got was Cade Cunningham. He was number 1 overall.
Yeah, he's playing okay. You know what? I have him on my fantasy team. He's more of a scorer than I thought he would be. I'm looking for him to score, rebounds, and assists.
Mm-hmm.
He be having like 24 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. I'm like, Cade, man, right. I'm expecting this to be your year. 24 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists every night.
So all that talent that they have, those are some real talented young players. They just not meshing well for whatever reason. They got one of the Thompson twins. I actually like him. Like he's killing, but he doesn't score though. But he does a little bit of everything else. He one of the top rebounders, rookie rebounders as a wing. Steals, he plays defense, but he doesn't score. So it just all depends. I think it's Detroit. I don't think it's the talent. Some up with Detroit.
The water. Wasn't something going on with the sewer system and the water?
Yeah, they're up there drinking that nasty water, man. That Flint water getting to Detroit.
Right. What was I going to say? Like Houston, Houston brought some veterans in I don't know how well they're doing this year, but they brought in Van Vliet and Dylan Brooks to put with their young players.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's something Detroit may have to consider.
Yep. They just like Detroit, got a whole bunch of young talent. They got the other Thompson twin, but he been hurt. I drafted him in our fantasy league. I think I just dropped him because he's been hurt all year, even though he's talented too. They got the other Thompson twin there. They got What's the center? Sangoon.
Yeah. Oh, he killing this
He's
year.
a beast. He's a beast. Jalen Green.
Mhm.
I think Kevin Porter Jr., doing what he did, him not being on the team kind of set the team back though.
Right.
Like you
Right.
could tell. Like that he did a lot for them, scoring wise at least.
Right. And Jabari Smith is on that team. He didn't take the leap I thought he would take this
Yeah.
year either, but he's playing okay.
Yep. And he called him the baby Joker. Yep. So good. Like I like him, yo. Like that's
Yeah.
one of the kids I wish the Knicks could have drafted as well.
Yeah.
But the Giants lost. Like let's get this out the way. The Giants lost 24-6.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do the stats real quick before y'all get out of here. Tommy DeVito. Oh, hold on. First, let me refresh this so I could get some accurate stuff going on. Tommy DeVito, 20 for 34, 178 yards, no touchdowns. Tyrod Taylor came in for only a few drives. On Tommy DeVito got hurt with a concussion. DeVito leading rusher.
Mm.
Saquon Barkley only had 14 yards today. So,
How many
fantasy football.
yeah.
Owners of Saquon Barkley, he pissed you off today if you're in the playoffs.
Mm.
9 carries for 14 yards. Darius Slayton had that one big catch, but for the most part, he was held in check. Good, 4 for 40 isn't, you know, writing home about, but Darren Waller missed like the past couple months, so that's actually a good game for him. And everybody else is pretty much pedestrian. I won't go over the defense because there's no need to. Derek Carr, over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara only had 66 yards on the ground, so it's not like the Saints was tearing it up either. But
That's true.
it seemed like it was just bad defense from on our side, but our offense is the reason why we lost today. It wasn't the defense. I know they gave up 24 points, but our offense didn't put us in a good position at all.
Right.
Our next game, like we mentioned before, is Christmas Day. We are at Philly, Christmas Day at 4:30. I do not know if I'm going to pod yet. I will probably put out some type of statement, maybe the day before. I'll create a post on Twitter and YouTube to let you guys know if it's going to be a show or not. But I guess it might be, though. It all depends on what I'm doing. And that's it. You got any last words, stuff?
Now, shout out to you, Jarrell. It can't be easy, to be consistent during the season like this. I can't imagine what it would have been like to start my YouTube channel when the Knicks was winning 17 games and having
Right.
to show up every week. So shout
Right.
out to you for what you're doing. You're doing a really, really good job. I know you have experience doing this, and it shows. And yeah, let's go Giants in the draft.
In the draft, we got 3 games left. We got 3 games left. Shout out to the draft. But thank you for those words, Steph. Salute to everybody in chat. Dwayne came through, Mega, Wonder Woman. I think that was it. Oh,
Almighty.
Almighty Finesse, Stafford Don, my guy, came through. Andy was chilling in the background with us in Poland. It's always good for him to come through. And we actually had a Saints Savannah 11-11. Salute to you too. I know you're not watching, but subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We'll talk about these Giants. So salute to everybody.
At 5:00.
Oh, 5 o'clock. What's the
pop-up show? Stafford Don is hosting, and he sent me this text. He said, we are talking weekly recap, West Coast trip. How bad do we miss Mitch? Getting ready for LeBron. I don't know what that is about, and more.
We play the Lakers soon? Something? Do we play the Lakers soon?
Oh, okay. That's maybe what he's talking about. I thought he was talking about free agency. I'm like, damn, he just moved right into free agency.
He talking like we the Giants. Now I'm saying they talking like the Knicks of the Giants. You into the draft and the free agency already?
Yeah. Okay, you're right. We played the Lakers Monday.
Okay. Salute to Dwayne. He said, just in case, if I don't have a show next week, happy holidays to everybody.
Same,
Uh,
everybody. Yeah.
even if you don't celebrate Christmas, at least you got the day off. Let's just say that if you have the type of job that have you day off, most people have off that day. So salute to everybody. Subscribe to the channel, like, subscribe, comment, and peace.
Till next time.